what's up you guys? It's Christina back again with another video. And in today's video, we're just gonna chill. We're just gonna talk. It is January 4th, 2022, and we're in a new year. 222. It talks about creation. It talks about polarity. It talks about duality. It also talks about relationships. One of the big key factors that I want you guys to focus on in 2022 is creating genuine, authentic relationships. Relationships with other people, but most importantly, relationships with yourself. I think that my channel is about to take a different direction where I'm about to get more woo-woo, and I don't think that I am going to be embarrassed about it anymore because it's my channel. One of the biggest fears that I had to confront this year was just the fact that I cannot control the way that other people perceive me. No matter how much I try to over-explain myself, no matter how much I try to intellectualize the spirituality that I'm experiencing, I still can't control what other people think. I have to allow myself to be perceived because I have to allow myself to experiment with who I am. I'm in this 3D, 4D dimension for a reason. And what is it if it is not to express, to create, to convey, if it is not to genuinely connect to other people? In 2022, we're going to find that it is increasingly more difficult to hold the past paradigms, timelines that no longer align to us, that no longer speak truth. This is going to be a difficult shift for a lot of people, but this is nonetheless where we're going. There's no need for me to question and doubt every step that I'm taking anymore. And I just have to know that I am aligned. I got to this point because of me, because of the universe. I'll get to the next point because of me, because of the universe. There are a lot of triggering ego deaths that are going on right now that I can't really be mad about. A lot of experiences that has humbled me in my ego and trying to make it healthier. I don't want to say my ego is limited anymore. I feel like it just has a cap, you know? My ego has a purpose and it does its job very fucking well. It helps me understand this 3D, 4D world that we live in, but my soul understands more, has more expansive knowledge outside of this physical, material, tangible reality that I live in. And they both serve different purposes. And it's so weird because I talked about this before, but healing isn't linear and everything always comes back. And all the concepts that I learned in 2020, I was able to learn because I was able to detach from society. But now I'm starting to learn these lessons again, but I have to reintegrate them into society. Oh, now I understand where I'm going. Okay, I was trying to make this one video right here. I made it 9 different times with 6 different introductions, and I could not get through it because I was so frustrated. These topics that I'm talking about right now, I tried to make a video 2 days ago, and when I recorded that video, it was 44 minutes long, but that wasn't the problem. It's 44 minutes long, but I recorded it in fucking 4K, so it ended up being 32 gigabytes. 32 gigabytes of my Mac space that I didn't have, 32 gigabytes of my phone, which could not really process it in the time that I wanted. So, I felt a lot of resistance from the universe, and in those 3 days of me trying to upload to my Mac and then having to delete it and then cutting the video in half and then trying to upload it again, and when I actually got an iMovie, I couldn't even process it on my iMovie because every cut that I made, it had to fucking organize. I don't fucking know, whatever. Okay. I got so frustrated that I had to do this whole fucking process again, and that's why it took me so long to even speak right now. But now I'm understanding the symbolism that the universe is trying to fucking tell me. In 2020, when quarantine first started, I was able to be and transform and follow this evolution in the fullness of myself, in the fullness of my woo-woo, where I was actually able to hone into the energy and the, what is the word? Not capacity, potential. I was able to dive into the well of my potential because I had so much time to myself, and I was so disconnected and detached from society, and I didn't have to worry about the judgment of other people because I didn't have to see them. 2021, the second time coming around, I found it more difficult for me to be myself, and I didn't know why. I didn't understand why it was so easy. Like, I was so excited to be the fullness of who I am, that I found in 2020, and I was so upset because I couldn't integrate it in 2021. Like, it was so fucking difficult for me to be myself. And I would look back on my old YouTube videos and I'm like, why am I learning this again? I already talked about this topic. Why don't I understand it? And I realized before COVID, It's so weird to look back and think that I wasn't a full person. I didn't have any hobbies. I did not know myself at all. I felt like I had no personality. My cousin told me that I had no flavor then, but I have too much flavor now. Don't know how I feel about that one. But I'll just put that out there. I felt myself in a spot where I felt the universe pushing and urging me. I need to do something else. Something isn't right. I know that I'm not who I am meant to be. I know that we experienced a lot of suffering when COVID came around. It changed up a lot of things when it came to the natural flow of living that we knew before. But that change needed to happen because the way that we were going to die. We were going to become extinct. We were killing Mother Earth. We weren't even paying attention to the things that we were doing. Everybody was just so money hungry, stuck in this capitalistic lack mindset, lack survival mindset. So when COVID happened, it was intentional and it was purposeful. I know everyone's saying fuck COVID, because it stopped the way of living and we couldn't go out anymore and we couldn't see the people that we loved and so much other bullshit happened. But if you look at the trend in society and if you see how much change actually happened during the time of COVID, even up to this point, a lot has happened. A lot of people are now awakened. A lot of people are now aware. A lot of people are now in tune. Because when you separate yourself from the distractions, from work, from friends, from family, from school, and you're left with you and yourself, you realize maybe this is not where I'm supposed to be. And I felt like COVID helped people reawaken to the trueness of who they are. And so I appreciate COVID because of that. I was able to immerse myself fully in my being, fully in my soul. And I didn't have to think, I don't have time to connect with myself. I don't have time to deal with my emotions. I don't have time to heal, to grow, to change, to ascend, to transcend. And when you have this sense of freedom, you eventually find yourself. If you look back into my videos, in the beginning of my YouTube channel, I felt like I was very woo-woo, but I didn't know it. Like the things that I was saying, it sounded very spiritual. And I only started questioning my spirituality and the things that I was saying when society started again. And we were able to reintegrate back into the world and restaurants were opening up and schools were opening up and things were happening in person. And I found myself questioning who I was at that point when reintegrating back into the world. I was able to experience the fullness of who I am, the height of my spirituality, the intelligence of my soul, the dreams that I was having insane, my psychic abilities fucking crazy. But life started up again, and all of those things started to diminish, and I kept wondering why. Where was that Tina? That Tina that was so confident to be herself, to say whatever, who had all the energy to be creative, to be a creator, constantly produce multiple platforms. Why is she shy now? Why is she scared now? I figured out the problem was the way that this matrix is functioning right now. And not even the matrix. I'm not blaming it on something external because I am a part of this matrix. The way that humanity is learning how to function within this matrix. It does not allow you to be the fullness of your authenticity. I don't know how you could be. When you live in a world where it tells you that happiness is not a choice, where you have to suffer in order to get where you want, that is a lie. That is not true. And I found it so funny that when life started again, I picked up on my timeline exactly where I left off. Quarantine started. I broke up with my boyfriend. I had a whole year to myself where I felt the most genuine that I ever was, the most confident that I ever was. Life starts again. And this time, it picks up with me getting back in a relationship with my ex, right? And then finding myself in this place where I'm like, I'm not being myself, and I was myself, and I don't know why. Why am I questioning everything that I do? Why can't I express? Why can't I feel anymore? Why don't I dream anymore? What the fuck is going on? I had to combine two different timelines that were from two different realities in order to make it one. Okay. Oh, I understand. Okay. So this is 2020, right? This is 2020 to 2021, where I was in the fullness of who I was in that year, and I discovered who I was, and I was able to see the extent of my spirituality, which I know isn't even full, right? I have so much potential. Okay. All right. And then we reintegrate back into the world, 2021, and I'm like, I want that. Where is that? Why can't I bring this here? And there's so much resistance because I had the matrix surrounding me. Okay. And now that I see these two separate realities and I'm able to distinguish one from the other, one where I'm being my true authentic self and one where I'm not, one that is bound, one that is fearful. Now in 2022, I see the polarity, right? The proton and the neutron, okay? And now I'm creating something new. Right? If we're talking, like, because you need what is it? You need two polar opposites. You need a positive and a negative to create something, right? And because, like, if you have a positive and a positive, they just like bounce off each other. But then if you have a negative and a negative, I think they also bounce off each other. But the only way that you can create something is to have a positive and a negative. So I would like to say that 2020 was the positive, 2021 was the negative, authenticity, ingenuity. And now they create something, right, where I'm able to combine these realities, and now I am a full different person in 2022, taking the lessons that I learned from 2020 and 2021 and putting it together. Okay. This is how I feel when I talk to the universe. Like, so much is fucking going on, but hopefully that made sense, okay? Oh my god. I hope that made sense. I trust that made sense. Okay, I trust that made sense. I'm using the angel guide. That's kind of beautiful, huh? Like, that was a struggle to get here. Oh my god. It has been one hell of a time to get to this point. I think I'm going to appreciate myself a little bit, be proud of all the progress that I've made. That I'm finally here. And I'm finally here at a spot where I see my energy rising again, where I'm tapping into my creativity, where I have more discipline. Oh, I don't want to talk about this though. The universe keeps wanting me to talk about me and my body and the progress that I've made with that, even though it's so personal, so triggering to me. Okay, fine, I'll talk about it. This is a very vulnerable moment for me, okay, guys, just so you know. So if I speak a little weird, okay. I was looking at myself in the mirror, and it was after I was done eating, and I was very bloated, which is normal. You're allowed to be bloated after you eat. And I was just looking at my body, and I kept saying these things like, and if I told you that I didn't want to be a size 0, what would you say? And if I told you that I didn't even want to be a size 2, what would you say? And if I told you that I didn't want to be a size 4, what would you say? That I didn't care. That I want to love who I am. That I'm tired of telling myself that I can't like how I look because I'm not skinny. Because I don't have the trendy body type that other people are looking for. What would you say? And I was just looking at myself, and I was like touching my face, and I was like touching my shoulders and just feeling myself and like outlining my curves. And I was just like, and this is just what it is. And it was so hard for me to look at myself in the mirror and see all the things that I could say about myself, right? Having to sit there and face the hate that I have towards myself, the dislike that I have towards myself that I never confronted. I could almost cry because it was just another aspect of myself that I realized that I didn't like and that it was unfair. And I was hurt. And I could blame all of my insecurities on the external, saying like, society makes me think this and blah, 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 blah. But who's the one that decided to integrate it, you know? So I had to take accountability for the ways that I was talking to myself, the way that I looked myself, and what I dressed like. When I was in my relationship, I lost 15 pounds. And I was like the skinniest that I've ever been, but I was also the weakest that I've ever been. The weakest confidence-wise, the weakest strength-wise. But I looked so good, but I felt so bad. So during this winter break, I allowed myself to eat. Like before, it's always like I'm always swaying, right? In my healing process. But I used to let myself eat like one meal a day, if that, and it wasn't even like a full meal. But this break, I allowed myself to eat like 3 meals a day. And I saw that I was getting bloated, but I was like, you know what? That is okay. And I had to like have multiple talks with my body, just saying, like, hey, I'm going to feed you. I am not going to hold back nourishment. You don't have to hold on to all of this energy thinking that I don't know when's the next time I'm going to eat. So let me just hold on to all of this energy. And when I told my body that, I think I was able to release a little bit of fear, a little bit of that lack survival mindset. And the bloat went away. And now my body is what it is. But those 2 weeks, I had to tell myself that every day, that it is going to be okay. And I'm going to keep eating. And I just have to regulate my metabolism again. And just keep having small snacks throughout the day and just like retraining my body to learn how to digest food. Yeah. I'm just telling you guys right now, I absolutely hate this video. I'm so fucking uncomfortable this whole time. Like things are just not going my way. But I guess that's fine because I'm supposed to be flowing with the universe. Damn, why is my ego so loud today? Why am I so loud today? Can we trust in the universe a little bit, Tina? Can we let go a little bit? Alright, it's okay. Yeah, my perfectionist ego is really loud today. I don't know why. It's like when you see yourself and you want to flow, and you just want to be, and you want to feel free, and you want to feel happy, but you literally can't because you're scared to. Oh, that sucks. It sucks. And people are just saying, like, let it go, but it's not that fucking easy. Like, it's not just one simple line, 3 words, 3 syllables, and then it's done. I guess there's somebody out there who needed to hear that, so I'll just let that be. And I appreciate that. The things that I make with the universe, I co-create with them. They have a plan, right? And it's not based off of my timeline. Everything is not based off of time. It's based off of specific points of growth that I have accomplished, that I have completed. This whole entire video, it was me trying to insert my ego into something that didn't belong. If I'm going to make these videos where I don't have a script and I'm just flowing with the universe, why not do what I intended to do and flow with the universe? If things happen in a way where I made an entire video and I was really proud and I was really passionate about it, okay, but it was not transferable. That video had so much resistance to be transferred from my iPhone to my Mac. Let's take that analogy. Let's take that video where I was so passionate about, where I felt myself in the flow, where I was really happy about it. I felt super purposeful. And then I had to delete it. I had to throw it away because I could not carry it from one medium to another. I think that analogy could work with any relationship that anyone has had in the past, where it was there then, and I appreciated then, and I was so grateful, and it made me feel so much happiness and so much peace then. But it's something that I can't bring along to this timeline now, into this new year that I'm going into now. I'm trying to bring the past somewhere that it doesn't belong. I'm trying to integrate a story when it is done. And I was upset because I wanted people to see. But I just thought of the line, sometimes I'm allowed to see the art that I made for myself and show myself without having to share with anybody else. I was so disappointed in the fact that things didn't work out in my favor and I couldn't upload it to my Mac and I couldn't show the world what it was. Instead of changing the perspective and appreciating that I was able to flow in that moment, where I was able to even create in the first place. I didn't appreciate the joy that I had in that moment because I was so disappointed in how it turned out in the end. If you just focus on whether the relationship worked out or not, 10 out of 10, it will be a meaningless relationship because you never saw the lessons that you experienced together in that relationship with that person, with that thing, with that time period in your life. The only thing that's making it difficult for me to appreciate this video right now is my perception. It's my comparison from this video to the last video. I didn't come into this video with the mindset of new. I didn't come into this mindset of like starting again. And like I'm doing this for the first time. And regardless, I'm wearing who I'm meant to be. I'm aligned with my divine life path. I'm aligned with my soul mission. And for me personally, I feel like I can relate that to my ideas of love. Where it's like, I have to do this whole process again of getting to know someone deeply, intimately, personally. I keep comparing it to my last relationships, where it's filled with disappointment. So I'm just bringing that same energy from the past, even though it would be different people and it would be different circumstances, and I'm a whole different person, and it's a new timeline. It's not the same situation. It's not the same energy. And if I really believe and trust in the growth that I've been through, and if I have pride in the things that I went through, then I would believe that this time around that it would be better, that it would be different, that it would be new, it would be something that I deserve, something that I'm more equipped for. I hope that you guys were able to pick up on the repetitious patterns that continually show throughout this video. It was a long process. It took a long time to get here. The universe is very complex. It talks with a bunch of symbolisms, a bunch of external images, and there's always a story. It might not make sense in the present, but when you look back and you're able to see the full picture, you will understand it. I think that we should start looking at life like that. It takes a lot of time, but you'll always get to where you need to get to, even if it takes some struggle. Wow. Okay. I hope you have a great night, day, evening, whenever you're watching this. Choose love, choose light, choose yourself, choose love, passion, purpose. Choose to face the subconscious. Choose yourself. Have a great one. That was for the thumbnail. Bye-bye.